Good morning. This is Tammy Cole at the Department of Family and Support Services. This is the webinar for the Interim Shelter for Families, Strong Case Management and Services. Welcome. And I wanted to introduce Tom Morris. He will help with any questions on the webinar dashboard and handle the questions.
Hi everyone, this is Tom here at DFSS. Yes, I'll be going through the slides while Tammy gives the presentation. On your right-hand side, you should have a dashboard. Please utilize that to type your questions. We're going to save all the questions to answer until the end. We get a lot of good questions because I've done a lot of these RFPs, so we hope you can stick around for the whole time. And if you need to speak with me, I can write you back in the dashboard if you have any other issues. So thanks a lot again for joining us.
I also have Julia Talbot here and Cindy Rivera.
Good morning. Morning.
Okay. The agenda, we're going to review the DFSS strategic framework, have an overview of the Interim Shelter for Families RFP, key dates and deadlines, and open it up for questions and answers. We are working to translate the strategic framework into results-focused RFPs and contracts. Our first phase was our strategic framework development, to setting and operationalizing priorities and outcome goals internally. We're really focused on measuring, report on, and refresh goals, make data-driven decisions that align with the funding and programs with priorities, and also cultivate opportunities for greater collaboration across DFSS. Phase 2, the strategic contracting, we're engaging delegates to improve services and outcomes in line with Phase 1 goals. We're conducting more robust planning for RFPs. You're going to see that in this RFP, and develop RFPs and contracts focused on outcome goals, and actively manage contracts to drive continuous improvement. We've made changes to our RFPs, our selection criteria, and application questions for this cycle. And you will notice if you had applied last year in the 2018, it's similar to that. We want to use the RFPs and contracts as critical tools to ensure outcomes continue to be at the center of our work. We want to develop a shared understanding of priorities for and how we will track improvement, and support two-way communication between us and the delegate agencies about best practices, high-quality services, and the needs of those we serve. As a result, we've adjusted the structure and content of our RFPs and application questions to focus from activities to goals, align DFSS priorities with selection criteria and application questions, and pose questions that provide the most relevant information for decision making. The high-level changes we've made is we've refreshed the RFPs like we just talked about, focusing on outcome goals, program information, and framework for improvement. The selection criteria is the strength of proposed program, program performance, outcomes and quality, organizational capacity, reasonable cost, budget justification, and leverage of funds. Those are the 4 areas of our selection criteria. The new application questions to help the DFSS make more informed decisions. A couple examples of those are, what are the challenges and critical needs facing our intended client population? Describe the evidence-based and/or best practices that support the proposed program. And please tell us about 1 or 2 times your agency made a programmatic or organizational change based on the data collected. Through all this, we're trying to improve our contracting and focus on program outcomes. We've also, while we've implemented additional changes to our RFPs and application process, we are continuing to emphasize important priorities for the entire homeless service system. We are aligned with the Chicago Plan 2.0 and the continuum of care program models. We are advancing the core values of Chicago's homeless services continuum, which includes housing first approach, harm reduction strategies, trauma-informed systems, importance of relationship building, cultural competency, flexible program, participant-driven and strength-based service delivery, developmentally approached services, and use of evidence-based practices. We want to maintain overall system capacity, beds, and ensure there's a continuum of services that can respond to the scale and variety of needs. We want to support continued implementation of and improved coordination around the coordinated entry system citywide. We want to encourage partnerships, collaboration, and coordination.
So basically, we're asking selected applicants to adhere to the variety of the COC and the DFSS requirements, and these regulations will be incorporated into your contract if selected.
The goal is to provide a safe, accessible place to stay for those experiencing homelessness and move them towards into appropriate and stable permanent housing. We are doing interim shelter for families with strong case management as the program model that we're focusing on, and this is for families only. And then we're looking for between 50 to 60 beds. It can be one application for all the beds. It could be several applications for a smaller number of beds. It's flexible. Okay. The application category, like I said, is interim shelter for families under strong case management and services.
So at this point, we're seeking applications that can actually build in the elements of the basic needs and system connections in pursuit of the primary goal of quickly moving households into appropriate and stable permanent housing. So it's focusing on that goal specifically. So the goal of this RFP, as we said, we are actually seeking applications for interim shelters for families with the following two goals in mind. We're looking to add 50 to 60 beds to our current homeless bed system, and this should include providing strong case management and services.
Okay. We focused in 2018 on different shelter services and different program models and intensities. These are just examples of basic needs and system connections. The other category is strong case management services. That's the one that we're applying for right now. And enhanced services, specialized or wraparound supportive services. This is just the different types of services that we're looking for. Again, I want to emphasize it's number 2, strong case management and services for families only. Primary goal is quickly moving households into appropriate and stable permanent housing, build on the elements of basic needs and system connections, and provide services needed to rehouse clients as quickly as possible. 24-hour access, operating 24/7, and high-quality case management focused on housing placement and increasing income. And we're interested in creative approaches to diversion and housing solutions. We are seeking agencies capable of delivering on this program and have made more significant changes to the RFP, like I said, including structural submission requirements and information. And we also are asking to submit art reports on your performance.
So the reason that we're asking is that us at DFSS, we're focused on using quality data to make sure that we make an informed decision in funding and making policy decisions and improving performance in our delegates. So this will kind of give us like a heads up on any agencies that are currently with us to see how you're performing so far.
And this is some of the key indicators that we're going to be using. Percent of households who left the project that exited into permanent housing, and households that maintained or increased their income through cash benefits, earned income, or combination of both, and bed utilization.
So again, the reporting period is between January 1st and December 31st of 2018. The points will be awarded on the basis of absolute and relative performance on the key indicators, which be calculated in the ARC report.
And then there is a detailed instruction guide that can help you pull the right data in the ART report, and the link is here. It's all Chicago. We'll have that information on their site. We will be sending out the link to the webinar. It's being recorded, and also the PowerPoint presentation.
So again, with this slide, we kind of want to reiterate the importance of incorporating the other key program requirements into your application. And just to, as a FYI, and just to keep it in the back of your mind, you know, these items will be incorporated into your contract, but are not limited to the DFSS and continuum of care requirements listed here. So there are additional ones that will be incorporated as well.
Advice for applicants. Can't stress this enough, start early and register and create your iSupplier account as soon as possible. I want to emphasize that this program starts April 15th, and it needs to be operational at that time. Take advantage of the resources available to you, including reaching out to the homeless services with questions, reviewing information on the DFSS CDGA website, and the HMIS help desk, and the city e-procurement support. And those are, we've got links to those also. Read the RFP in advance and identify your application approach. Review application questions and make sure you fully answer all the questions. And also make sure you upload all the attachments. Don't wait till the last moment. Submit 24 to 48 hours in advance of the deadline. The deadline is March 26th at noon.
Late applications will not be accepted. Right?
Right. Yes. My information's here to reach out to me if you have clarifying questions about the RFP. My number is 312-746-8610 and ask for me. If you have clarifying questions on the technical aspects of the RFP, you can reach out to Julia Talbot, and her information is there. And applications are due on March 26, 2019 at 12 noon. Contract term begins on April 15, 2019. And the next one is just outlining the resources that are available to you. I really can't stress enough to start early and to get on the e-procurement as soon as possible. So if there's any questions, you can get them answered, because this is a short turnaround time, and you do not want to wait till the last minute. As Cindy indicated, we will not be taking late applications. They will not be accepted. Okay, I'll open up the floor for questions and answers. Right now, we don't have any questions. Is there anyone that has questions that they want? If they have questions, please type them in. Thank you. Hello, we did not receive any questions, so at this time, we will send out an email to all the people that had registered here, and we will send out a link to the recorded webinar and the PowerPoint presentation. Thank you.